There is no better than adversity. Every defeat, every heartbreak, every loss, contains its own seed, its own lesson on how to improve your performance. My alma mater was books, a good library. I could spend the rest of my life reading, just satisfying my curiosity. Anytime you beg another man to set you free, you will never be free. Freedom is something that you have to do for yourselves. I have no mercy or compassion in me for a society that will crush people, and then penalize them for not being able to stand up under the weight. Without education, you're not going anywhere in this world. It is a time for martyrs now. And if I am to be one, it will be for the cause of brotherhood. That's the only thing that can save this country. Right now, in every big city ghetto, tens of thousands of yesterday's and today's school dropouts are keeping body and soul together by some form of hustling in the same way I did. All of us, who might have probed space, or cured cancer, or built industries, were, instead, black victims of the white man's American social system. When ghetto living seems normal, you have no shame, no privacy. I think that an objective reader may see how in the society, to which I was exposed as a black youth here in America, for me to wind up in a prison was really just about inevitable. It happens to so many thousands of black youth. When a person places the proper value on freedom, there is nothing under the sun that he will not do to acquire that freedom. Whenever you hear a man saying he wants freedom, but in the next breath he is going to tell you what he won't do to get it, or what he doesn't believe in doing in order to get it, he doesn't believe in freedom. A man who believes in freedom will do anything under the sun to acquire, or preserve his freedom. I'm sorry to say that the subject I most disliked was mathematics. I have thought about it. I think the reason was that mathematics leaves no room for argument. If you made a mistake, that was all there was to it. You're not to be so blind with patriotism that you can't face reality. Wrong is wrong, no matter who does it or says it. You don't have to be a man to fight for freedom. All you have to do is to be an intelligent human being. I have often reflected upon the new vistas that reading has opened to me. I knew right there in prison that reading had changed forever the course of my life. As I see it today, the ability to read awoke inside me some long dormant craving to be mentally alive. It is only after slavery and prison that the sweetest appreciation of freedom can come. After becoming a Muslim in prison, I read almost everything I could put my hands on in the prison library. I began to think back on everything I had read, and especially with the histories. I realized that nearly all of them read by the general public have been made into white histories. I found out that the history whitening process either had left out great things that black men had done, or some of the great black men had gotten whitened. True Islam taught me that it takes all of the religious, political, economic, psychological, and racial ingredients, or characteristics, to make the human family and the human society complete. America needs to understand Islam, because this is the one religion that erases from its society the race problem. Throughout my travels in the Muslim world, I have met, talked to, and even eaten with people who in America would have been considered white, but the white attitude was removed from their minds by the religion of Islam. I have never before seen sincere and true brotherhood practiced by all together. I have never before seen sincere and true brotherhood practiced by all together, irrespective of their color. We're not Americans, we're Africans who happen to be in America. We were kidnapped and brought here against our will from Africa. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock, that rock landed on us. By making our people in the Western Hemisphere hate Africa, we ended up hating ourselves. We hated our African characteristics. We hated our African identity. We hated our African features. So much so that you would find those of us in the West who would hate the shape of our nose. We would hate the shape of our lips. We would hate the color of our skin and the texture of our hair. This was a reaction. But we didn't realize that it was a reaction. I was going through the hardest thing, also the greatest thing, for any human being to do, to accept that which is already within you, and around you. Anytime you find someone more successful than you are, especially when you're both engaged in the same business, you know they're doing something that you aren't. Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today.